It is that time of the year again. എല്ലാവരും ആകാംക്ഷയോടുകൂടി കാത്തിരുന്ന ആ സമയത്തിലേക്ക് നമ്മൾ വീണ്ടും എത്തിയിരിക്കുകയാണ്. സൂപ്പർ ലീഗ് കേരള സീസൺ 2. എൻ്റെ കൂടെ പക്ഷേ വളരെയധികം എക്സൈറ്റ്മെൻറ്റ് തരാനായിട്ട് വന്നിരിക്കുന്ന ഒരാൾ മലയാളിക്ക് ഏറെ പ്രിയപ്പെട്ട ഒരാളാണ്. ഫുട്ബോൾ എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ മലയാളി ഇയാളുടെ പേരും കൂടി ചേർത്ത് വായിച്ചു തുടങ്ങിയിട്ട് കുറച്ച് വർഷങ്ങളായി. സൂപ്പർ ഡഗൌട്ടിൽ ഐ ഹാവ് മലയാളീസ് ഓൺ ആശാൻ. ഇവാൻ, വെൽക്കം.
Thank you very much, Rena. Good to be here. Good to see you guys again.
Ivan, we have seen you on ground. Now we have seen you on screen.
Yeah.
So you are a coach. You're somebody who gives orders to others. So tell me about the experience where the director, Vineet, is telling you to do this and that and asking to do it so many times, the takes and the retakes. Tell me about the experience.
You know, the funny thing, like, of course, the sports life, and as a professional sportsman, you learn the first thing they teach you is like you have to listen to your coaches, you have to listen to your supervisor, older people or parents, or that's how we grew up. And then finding yourself in that kind of situation was really great pleasure, because Vinit is such a great guy, such a great human being, director, where actually he makes you feeling that you are not even acting, you know, because with such a good direction, such a good ideas and hints, he puts you in a great situation where actually you can explore yourself, like give your 100%. And actually the things that he wants to see on the screen, like that was it. And I remember there were a couple of shoots, couple of times that we were on a sets, like where we nailed it on the first shoot, and he was like, that's it, that's what we want to see. Of course later you have to repeat it a couple of times, but with him it was such a pleasure and joy to work. All the other actors, they're saying the same, because he's great in directing you and guiding you through all those moments. So it was such a great experience.
When I see excitement in your eyes, I see excitement in the way you speak. So what I want to know is, are you going to act in more movies? Are we going to lose that football coach Ivan to movies? Are we?
Well, you know, I think even as this movie now, and as my experience arriving in Kerala, it was kind of unplanned thing, you know. And this movie, since we interacted last year together with Vinit and all the guys from the movie production, it was kind of unexpected, you know. And I remember the first contact, I was thinking like, that's something, another like commercial that we have to do, or maybe something around football, where I was saying it was almost at the end of the season, where actually it was kind of question mark, am I going to stay for the next season or something like that. And I was thinking like, you know, guys, but later on I'm not going to be here, maybe, you know. Then relating to the club, and they were saying, yeah, but there's nothing to have, like nothing in connection with the football. I was like, what do you mean? And they were like, you know what, but there is a movie, like a project. I was like, really? Like, you think? Yeah. And then when they explained me, when we went through the scripts and everything, like international guy, negative villain who has to play the role in like being emotionless, I was like, how do you expect me to do that? Like 3 years I'm in Kerala, like here everybody's bloody emotional, you know. So and then it was kind of great feeling, I would say gut feeling, because even before I arrived in Kerala, I was following my gut feeling. And in this case, okay, this was a nice project and everything. You never know what tomorrow will bring. You know, it was like the name of the movie, like Hand of God, like something like happening to you unplanned. And I think in all our lives, many things are happening unplanned. And these moments are probably the most beautiful, priceless. So I see this as a great adventure, great project. If it will happen in the future, I don't know. But of course, my passion, great passion, is football and being coach, and especially in this kind of environment like Kerala Blasters. So, no, I don't think so that we will lose Aashan as a coach.
The special thing about you, okay, you've made a connection. Kerala has had many leagues, small leagues, big leagues, and we have had many coaches. But you have a special place in every Malayali's heart. But I want to know is, how did you create that connection?
Somehow it felt, and it happened naturally. I think, you know, like you meet somebody in your life and it just clicks. I remember before I was supposed to arrive to Kerala, and the first contact with the management, I didn't know nothing about Kerala. nor Indian football. I was asking myself, even though I had in that moment 2 offers from Saudi Arabia and the Emirates, and I was thinking, where should I go? And then the offer from Blasters appeared in front of me, and I was like, again, with the gut feeling, like seeing all the environment, emotion, fans, stadium. I just said, I want to be there. And for me, it was the biggest jump into the unknown. But somehow, when you arrive somewhere, the best quality of a man, whatever you do, I think in a life, whether it is sports industry or any other, the quality to adapt to the present environment or situation, circumstances as soon as possible. So when we arrived, I remember starting with the training sessions and everything. I remember telling to our staff, okay, guys, everything we know about football, everything we have in our experience as coaches, as ex-players, we have to forget, because the environment, the level, the emotion, all the things that football brings here in Kerala, we have to adapt and we have to accept, and to find a way to connect with the team, with the club, with the fans, with the media, with everything, in order to reach eventual possible levels or positive results. This is the only way. So you will see in many occasions, maybe in other clubs or maybe in the past with the Blasters or in any league, foreign coaches arriving and trying to impose their own, way of everything. But the fact that you as a coach have to adapt, in one moment you have 25, 30 different mentalities in your dressing room. You have your technical medical staff. You have dozens of people around you on a daily basis looking at you and asking, okay, boss, what are we going to do today? So then the quality to adapt to every person, to every different mentality. Just try to imagine 25, 26 different characters in a dressing room. Everybody's coming from different background. Everybody's coming from different state, continent, then you have to find a way how to get maximum out of them. With some of them, you have to be hard. You have to be, really tough. With some of them, you have to caress them every day, to tell them soft things. And this is the way how you need to explore moments and get the maximum out of them in order to achieve the positive results, because at the end of the game, like we say, we need to win. So as a coach, I think that we clicked in a way where fans and people in Kerala, you cannot fake. That's for one. Then if you give your open heart, if you give your open emotions and everything you have on the pitch, out of the pitch, in interaction on a daily basis, people in Kerala will give you heart, even double more. So the kind of recognizing those things and seeing that, no, you cannot fake these things here. You have to be honest. You have to be tough. You have to be, especially, stay humble, down to earth, because this is the way how you get respect from your players, from the dressing room, coaching staff. And then this is how you create these relationships. So I think that it naturally clicked. And then with all the emotions in the stadium, results, games, it just somehow happened. And, this is the emotion and love that in my heart, it stays for life.
Yeah. So let me come to the emotion part. Years back in a newspaper, when Sachin was playing, there was this quote, "Cricket is our religion, Sachin is our God." But for a Malayali, I would say it is football is our religion. That is how much Malayalis love football. We are crazy about football.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I want to ask about the fan culture that you've noticed in Kerala. What do you think about it?
But, I talk to so many people around the world, but you can never explain 100% precisely the feeling when you enter the stadium here in Kochi. I'm telling you my most, let's say, the favorite part, you play a game in Kochi. So the day of the game, you wake up, you are in your preparation, you have your rituals, you have your, how you prepare team talks, meetings, everything in the hotel. And then after that team talk in the hotel, you are in the bus driving to the stadium. And then you see those, crowds, people going there. You see the yellow jerseys all around. Of course, the adrenaline starts pumping up. You have that feeling in your stomach saying, okay, this is it, this. And then the feeling that we wanted to create after so long period, this is our home. We want the opponents, when they land in Kochi, when they're approaching the stadium day of the game, to say, you know what, today's going to be tough. Today we're going to suffer. and then arriving at the stadium and the dressing room, and then you hear it. Being in the dressing room in catacombs, you feel the stadium trembling, you feel the guys going out for a warming up, you feel the echoes. Like, these chants as an ex-player, I like that. I like that adrenaline. The final team talk before they go out, and the moment we all go out, that sound, this is something that you cannot describe to other people who never visited that stadium. And for me, it was priceless. I must admit, as a player, I played in great venues, big stadiums. I felt great crowds. And as a boy, you dream about it. Kochi Stadium has something special. I don't know. Maybe the shape, maybe the echo, maybe the chants, but it has something special. And I believe that when you are on the opposite side, playing in Kochi, when we were like in a shape, in an unbeaten moment, I suppose that the opponent teams were thinking like, you know what, let's just finish with the game and go home, because today it will be tough. But also on the opposite side, the players who are supposed to come and play for Kerala Blasters, they must know that it is special. You must have that part of your character in order to be capable of playing there. And that's something that you cannot describe. I talk to people, my family, friends, whenever they were watching these highlights on a TV or internet, you say, wow, what a crowd. I say, guys, you cannot believe the moment you are there. I remember even games, I'm in front of the bench, I'm there in the coaching space, and I cannot interact with players. I call them, I shout, they cannot hear me. And so then you like, at one moment I was like looking around like, okay, just try to calm down. I need to tell them something, and I like that. This is something that you live for. Every boy, when he starts shooting the ball against the wall in a house, start practicing or juggling the ball, you start dreaming about playing in front of big crowds, because this is something that gives you inner feeling of, okay, that's what I want. And football is the job, we do something that we love. So even more.
And how much do you think a fan or the fan engagement, the fans are important in a club's success? How much does it affect the club and the players?
To be honest, to have one successful and great organization as a football club, it's okay, that's business, and you have to lead it differently than any other businesses. So in the world of football, there are many examples where successful businessmen, they take over the clubs and they try to manage it the way they manage their own companies with great success. And it doesn't work, because at the end of the day, everything what happens within the club and results at the end, everything, fans, fans. Because if you don't have that fan base, if you don't have that support, people believing in what you are doing, you will have no success. And then those fans, they're pushing you to make those results. So in a way of organization, like imagining one pyramid or whatever it is, from top of management, owners, board of directors, and then somewhere in the middle, there is the most important position, like coach, because then you must organize and have that balance between top of the pyramid and down under. Then you have technical staff, medical staff, players, media, fans, and all the other things. Then as a coach, if that position doesn't function, it can crash. But in the end, fans will bring you something that the club depends on it. And so many clubs, sometimes they forget that. They don't understand that, thinking, oh, okay, that's another business that I lead or guide. Sometimes it needs time. And here in Kerala, it's special, because the fans, they will give everything for the club to come. I remember how many letters I was receiving, people coming and traveling for 24 hours to come and watch the game. I was showing that to players and saying, you know what, you have like 1.5 hours. You have 1.5 hours, to make somebody happy, because what we want, that these people later, when they leave the stadium, they're going back home with a smile, because when they stop to have a beer, or when they're in the bus traveling back, talking to friends, speaking about that game, coming back home, telling their wives, children, whatever, and that stays for a life. So we want that. And with the fans of Kerala, that's it. That's special, because later they travel a lot to come and see the game. They travel a lot for a long time to go back home. And we have that obligation. As a part of Kerala Blasters, we must do something special, something more for those fans because the club depends on them.
This is exactly what Super League Kerala debut season had. We had a lot of fan engagement. We had a lot of people traveling to see the matches and stuff. So I want to know your thoughts about Super League Kerala.
I think that is a fantastic thing because in such a state as Kerala, with 30 something million, if I'm not wrong, I think that it's not normal that you only have one club like Kerala Blasters on that level or on a level of having that fan base. I think that Kerala Super League is an excellent thing, first of all, for giving possibility to young boys to express themselves, giving them space where they can show their qualities, where they can play games, running that path of having a professional football career. So that's a great possibility for all the boys falling in love with the football while they're young. Okay, and I find that really excellent that the people are investing themselves in that project because it gives more possibility to every other person in the state of Kerala to get in connection with football, to follow it, to be part of that, to work in the football ecosystem, football industry, not only by like players but people working around them, because again, football is emotion. When you get in touch with that, having chance today to watch it on the TVs and getting in the stadium, whatever you go around Kerala, starting from the south part to the north, there are stadiums, there are venues where when you go, you feel that echo. This is something that gives you, feeling of being part of that. And that's your identity. And that's identity of Malayalis, football.
Yeah, that is our identity, yes. But if we look at ISL right now, the future is uncertain.
Yeah.
The talks are still going on. We don't know what will happen. So a league like Super League Kerala, a local league but professionally led, well-managed league like Super League Kerala, do you think it can create an impact on Indian football? Like it can be a game changer for Indian football at some stage. Do you think so?
Yes, as a great example, how another league than the ISL can function. Whether you take it as a lower league than ISL, it doesn't matter. Because if you have that kind of league showing to all other states where the ISL clubs are present, starting from northeast till south India, so actually you are showing the example how the certain things should be organized, how the people should follow the good example, and actually giving more possibility to boys who are interested in becoming a professional football player. The strange thing in football, if you look the worldwide, 0.01% of the boys who start practicing football succeed. It's a small percentage, but the motivation they get with the feeling that there is possibility in my town, there is possibility in my community that I can go and watch those games. I remember myself having a neighbor. He was a player of my local team. And that local team back then was playing in the second division of my home country. And I remember every weekend when he was going to the game, I was waiting in my, garden, watching just across the street, watching the moment when he leaves the house with his sports bag and going to the stadium. And then I was following him like 50 meters behind. Following just him because for me it was like, wow, a football player. Going to the stadium, going there, jumping over the fence, and then just watching the game, feeling the crowd like 15, 20,000 people shouting. And I was like, okay, that's my neighbor, I know. And then becoming a ball boy behind the goal, catching. You actually get that feeling of you want to be there. And you start dreaming about it. Many boys, especially today with possibilities. Back then, we didn't have internet. We didn't have all these tools. Today, they can watch Messi's, Ronaldo's, and all these guys, and saying, I want to try. At least I want to try. And I have possibility. With Kerala Super League, it provides them possibility of practicing, becoming part of one club, becoming part of identity of your town, whether it's starting from Malappuram to Trivandrum, down there are possibilities. And for the boys, it's very important for the sports education, because beside your school and all these educational parts of sports education is one of the most important things, teaching you many things in your life, like how to be humble, how to respect certain things. It helped me a lot during my life, so I'm really glad that this thing is now busy for the second season, and I hope that it will increase in a level in every possible direction.
So you spoke about practice. It's very important. And it's very important who you practice with. One thing that Super League Kerala is doing is bringing in foreign coaches and foreign players. So you have coached many Kerala Blasters players, coached many people in your life. So how important is that you think they have the foreign players and foreign coaches and the local players are able to play with these people? How important is it and how will it help the local boys?
Again, I think it's a great idea. First of all, to try new things in life, especially in sport. This is something extra, something spicy. Like you are adding some extra spicy thing to your food, and it tastes good. It tastes good. So sometimes bringing a foreign coach or a foreign player, it brings another level. It brings something extra, and then the local boys can learn many things from those people coming to explore their knowledge. Then the great thing also is it's been now a couple of years that the Football Federation of India is also pushing with the coaching educational programs. More and more local and domestic coaches are coming out from that program, the good ones, really. So actually, maybe till the moment arrives where the football people recognize that we have as well domestic very good coaches, it is always important that you bring like an extra educator, bringing something extra, bringing something from any country, any part of knowledge. I'm originally from small country, Serbia, but I spent last 20 years or something in Belgium where I live, when I got my dual citizenship and everything. And I went through the Belgium educational process and system in the football. Belgium, as a small country, they managed to be first on FIFA ranking for a long time. And everybody was asking, how is that possible? So then actually you go all around the world and bringing some foreigners, like the coaches and players, they come, they try to do their best. And then you see good examples, and tomorrow it stays with you as a kind of something extra that you get in your knowledge. Like you are taking and reading a new book from something, international, or going abroad, and even going abroad, visiting some other country or city, it makes you like, wow, you get something new. And I think that new coaches, new players, foreigners, referees, it's something extra to increase the level. And later on, you can continue on your own way, recognizing maybe this was good for us, this was less good, and taking the good sides, good examples, and say, let's continue. I'm really happy that Kerala is organizing this kind of league, more possibilities for the boys. It means that in one moment there will be more and more talent, more and more quality players that you can go and choose and make maybe national team players out of them.
So right now we have 6 teams in Super League Kerala. From your own experience, what would be one advice that you would give the club owners?
To organize and invest in grassroots. It means organizing the great infrastructure where you can provide more opportunities for young boys to grow up. Because for a football player, the most important part to become a professional football player is, let's say, years between your 12 and 18. So in these 6 years, if you don't get proper education, sports education, football education, later on, when biological clock, is ticking, the moment you become senior, if you didn't get that education, you will suffer more. And maybe somebody else who got that education, especially speaking about foreign level, they will be on a higher level, and you will have less chance to succeed to reach the highest level. I'll give you, for example, let's say one metaphor that I'm using often. Maybe it's a little bit stupid, but imagine okay, we have kids and you send them to school. They go to primary school, they go to, I don't know, first part of primary college. And then at one moment you say, okay, I want to let them into university. They have to go there and they have to pass some tests. But if those kids never went to primary school, secondary school, college, they cannot go to university. No chance, because they don't know to read nor write. So in sports world, in the football, the same. If you don't educate those kids in that period between, let's say, like I said, roughly 12, 18, they don't get education. So later they will arrive at university, football university, you will throw them to lions. So they will have to fight with the lions. And the only tool they will have to defend themselves will be a nail cutter or sleepers, Crocs. And then they have no chance to survive against the lions. So that's why I'm saying in football, and especially with the owners, if it's possible to develop the infrastructure where you can attract and where you can give and provide more opportunities to young boys growing up through those generations, even if you need to bring some other international coaches who will know to develop those young players, because at the moment, I'm telling you an example, as a senior coach, every year there are the coaches from the club's youth system coming and saying, coach, these are 5, 6, 7, 8 young players. They are now 18 or 19. I'm bringing you to them to senior level. They are ready. And you take them and you build them up further to become senior football players. If you don't do that, very soon there will be no more players, because you need to use players. And if you don't respect that process of bringing and organizing and creating new asset for the clubs, then you cannot survive on a longer term. Which brings us to the point, like, if you create those assets like young boys and they become your players under specific contracts or whatever it is, following FIFA rules, you have these rules of compensation, formation. So tomorrow, these are your assets. Later, when it comes to transfers, you as a business model company, as a club, you earn on them. And these boys, they become national team players. Tomorrow they will be speaking and saying with pride, I am coming from that club because they created me as a player, as a human being. So my advice would be, try to organize, invest those infrastructures, training centers where the boys can go, and grow up, girls as well. And that's how you create football players. It's like creating a doctor, you know. If you want to create a doctor surgeon and you send him only 2 years in a, simple medical school, no, he cannot make tomorrow you throw the patient on his table in a operation, say, okay, he's gonna die, we have to make like a no chance. So the same with the boys and the growing up, preparing them for the highest level, because the moment they become seniors, they have these 10, 15 years where they have to compete and survive. And if you don't do the proper job in this period of 4 till 6 years, then you will never prepare them. And every year you will get new players because they're seniors, they're becoming seniors. But if they're not ready, then the quality will not be there. You will not reach the certain levels. You will not win trophies or make good results. And this is what I think that not only in Kerala, but in whole India, it was mostly like the tournament thing and everything on a short term. But this is important. This is important because later there will be no more players to use it.
Trophies.
Yeah.
That's what I got now. Okay, trophies. So we are a huge country. The population is huge if you look at India. But you spoke about Belgium, very small country.
Yeah.
Yes, FIFA ranking 1. But if we look at our FIFA ranking, it's sad. Okay?
Yeah.
Country is so huge, we're not able to produce good stars. So what are we lacking? Why can't India do it?
But first of all, infrastructure. I'll tell you an example. Let's say the capital city of country where I was born, the capital city, which is, let's say, roughly 2.5 million people, more than 80 clubs within the city and just around the city. You cannot imagine the amount of football grounds within the city. Wherever you go, there are football grounds, infrastructure, boys going there playing football. Also, the culture where people, I understand everything, the social situation, culture, mostly parents in the past, they were saying, why should you go and play football, to your kids? Why should you go and play that and do that? Because you cannot earn money. That's not the job. You have to find a job to provide for your family and everything. But step by step, football shows that you can provide many things for your family in your life. infrastructure is the number one. It's a huge population, and I can assure you there is huge talent in India. So I was watching so many games of a lower level in India, boys, huge talent. The amount of talent in India is huge. But the way how you work with that talent, and talent in the sports professional is 5%. That's all. 5% of your talent. So when somebody comes and sees you on the pitch and say, this boy has talent, that's 5%. I'm going to take him, I have to work with him. And then hard work, how you work with those boys, how you create them players, how you use that infrastructure where they can come on daily basis, practice, become better, getting in contact with school, understanding that this is also the process where you can create professional players. India had a opportunity and the situation 1983 when they won the World Cup in cricket, and cricket became what it is. So, and that's it, because there was a result. In football, I just mentioned Belgium, France, Brazil, Argentina, so many countries. It's been now 30 years that all these countries, they have those processes. How to build up young players, how to create seniors, how to create everything, and they're already advanced. So if India wants to just take examples from Asia, last qualification for the World Cup, who qualified? Uzbekistan, Jordan, so many teams now from Asia, understanding that investing in infrastructure, creating, and then in no time, in a couple of years, they're there, qualifying for Asian Cup, World Cup, because they understood that process. Croatia, which is like small country, 4 million population, last 2 World Cups, silver medal, bronze medal. How? Yeah, infrastructure, educational in sport. So this is the first step. If anyone thinks like, okay, let's wait till the moment that we make something and then we will start investing. No, in football, that's not the way. So you have to create those infrastructure possibilities for the boys, to create sportsmen, to give them opportunity to practice, to play on the level of youth and later in senior, and then they become a great football players. There is talent. Many are speaking, saying, yeah, but we are not physically strong enough to play. Not true. That's not true. You don't have to be, 6'5" to go. No.
That is a misconception. Are you saying that? Because I've read it in so many pages. I've heard a lot of discussions about it, that the Indian physique is not perfect for a football player.
Not
and
true.
That is one reason we are failing now.
Not
It has
true.
nothing to do with genetics.
That's not true. No, not at all. You take some great, the best football players in the world, they're not tall, they're just the way how they were built up throughout their growing up process, because every boy at one point, let's say roughly between 16 and 18 years old, we get that growing sprint, puberty. It hits you, boom. And then in one moment you grow up, depending on your genetics. But if you have proper training program, if you have proper feeding program within your clubs and everything, your body will develop. With the proper training, your muscles will develop, because muscles and bones and everything, it develops the moment we get this puberty, growing spurt. And then if you train properly, you will get muscles, you will become stronger, and it will be enough for the football field. Don't worry about that. So many people are misunderstanding that concept, and I think that it goes at the moment like infrastructure and giving possibilities to create those processes for the young boys, letting them growing up, becoming a new generation of quality players, and then letting them play on the highest level in Kerala Super League, ISL, MLS, whatever you call these leagues later. And these boys will become the next level quality of national team, and they will go and compete against other national teams, and then they will start winning, making results.
When should one start?
Every day, like tomorrow. Any day is good.
Age.
You mean the boys?
Yeah, the boys.
The moment you start shooting the ball behind your house with your friends in a school, but going into the clubs, I'd say that, for example, in Europe, we try to develop passion and love for a game, let's say in this case football, till the boys are somewhere 12, 13, 14. And then in that moment, trying to connect those talents in the clubs, giving them this possibility and saying, because the clubs, they go around scouting for talents and say, okay, this boy has a talent, and then they pick up these talents and they bring them to the clubs. So going into the clubs, having that possibility to practice with this is something special, because you become a part of one group, you are with your friends, you're competing, and you kind of get an identity that you are tough, football player, and then you are growing up, becoming better, dreaming about big lights, and that's it. Just respecting that period, and in no time you will say, okay, I'm 18, that's it, let's go and play.
So, leagues like Super League Kerala, what do you think the league can do? Now they are bringing in coaches and foreign players and everyone, yes. But what else, what extra can leagues like Super League Kerala give to the people around them, to the ecosystem in general?
If possible, more teams, including the whole side of Kerala, the whole state, where people from all parts of Kerala will find that identity, saying, this is our club, this is our region, this is our city, we are at home here. These kind of things, that more possibilities for people to get entertained, to go to the stadium once a week or whatever it is, saying, okay, today my club is playing. I'm going to the stadium. I'm taking my boy, we are all buying these jerseys, or whole family, we go and watch the game, having fun, respecting the law of the game, and giving them more opportunities to have that entertainment. I know it's not easy. But I think that with the more engagement, maybe organizing a little bit, let's say, more teams, it would be more fun. And I think if the issues maybe with ISL continues or whatever, that Kerala Super League might have a really important part in the development of the football in the whole India, where actually the players, not only foreigners, but domestic players will recognize and say, why should I go and play in that club in ISL? I can rather play in KSL, in Kerala Super League, because it gives me more joy, more possibilities, and who knows, maybe more chance to make more profit.
So there is one question that everybody has been asking around, discussing about. Will we see our Aashan in one of the Super League Kerala clubs ever? Will he come back? Will Ivan be one of the coaches?
But you never know. You never know. A nice project, a nice story, a nice idea. Yeah, why not? You never know. The one thing football taught me in my life is that anything's possible. Anything's possible. Your phone can ring in no time, and there is a phone call that you cannot refuse, let's say, and offer a good group of people, great gut feeling that you have around that, and you say, yeah, I want to be part of that. So you never know. I had really 3 marvelous years in ISL in Kerala, especially here. So I'm really glad. Even the other day when I landed in Kochi, it was like, I'm back home. It's kind of really nice feeling. So I'm glad here. I really have a nice time here wherever I'm here. So who knows? Maybe in the future it can happen. Why not?
What is one thing that you miss the most about Kerala, being in Kerala, being the head of the club or whatever? So what is one thing that you miss the most about Kerala?
First of all, games in a stadium.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Like the atmosphere, that adrenaline, everyday interaction with the amount of people with a smile, because wherever we were going around Kerala, it was kind of pleasure, joy, laughing. And that open heart is kind of, inviting and saying, yeah, you want to be there. So that's what I miss the most, that interaction with people every time, wherever. I remember even when we had the off days, just like, okay, let's get the car and we go. And where we go today, I don't know, let's go to, Kottayam, or we go to Pala, or we go to Munnar, or wherever, or Trishur, or any, and okay, let's go there. We stop in one town or wherever. Okay, there is a people. Okay, the restaurant. Let's go there. And people were confused, like often, like, okay, coach, what you doing here? But so, okay, let's have some. I'm missing those moments where actually you can go around, sit down with people, talk to them about not only football but about anything. And these things I like to do when I was here in Kerala. Interacting and having that contact with Malayalis. So that's what I miss the most.
Were there any occasion or any place where people didn't recognize you? Like, it's impossible, but I'm just asking.
You know, I must now say, in Europe, in the countries, in the towns, in the places where you cannot even imagine, like having Malayalis, you know, entering into, like, my brother, he lives in the one small country named Slovenia. The whole population of a country is like 2 million people, small country. And I remember there is one shopping mall where I used to go there for in one coffee shop in the morning, you know, or I jump on the ski roll, like on the going around. Okay, let's have a coffee. And then last year, at one moment, it was like, you know, I'm sitting over there, like, okay, wanting to order a coffee, and then I just see the guy behind the bar, you know, working as a coach. I said, what? Like, impossible. I said, what's you, like, in Slovenia? Yeah, I'm here, you know. And then it's been now a year. He's there with his wife. And then I met, I think, around 80 more Malayalis. They're all there. They're working there. They're studying. And I say, you know, it becomes global. So wherever you go, they say you will find Malayalis, no problem. In my town where I live in Belgium, in Antwerp, several occasions, I'm just walking down the street in the center, in a small street, and the guy is passing like, I'm from Kerala. So then for the movie shooting in Georgia for 3 months, 10 Kerala restaurants in a city itself, and it was like unbelievable. So, but I like that. I like that effect. I like that you know, influence. Also in the last period, like Doha or Dubai or Saudi, no, all around the world, the interaction. So now I have kind of habit wherever I go. I'm like, okay, let's just go and explore if there are any Kerala restaurants, or just go and let's go and visit. I remember the last one we were visiting in Germany. Okay, we found it, and we went there, and unfortunately or not, but people were not from like, they didn't know nothing about football. Okay, so we went there. They didn't recognize me. I said, yeah, okay, let's have a. It was in the morning breakfast, and I was like, okay, where are you from? They were saying that they are from Trivandrum. I said, how is possible, like, you know, that you don't have dosa on your menu for a breakfast? And they were like, how do you know about dosa? I said, then we start chatting and everything. And normally I used to live there. And then I said, okay, tomorrow morning I'll be back. Will you prepare me dosa? Yeah. And then when they realized and everything, tomorrow we had fiesta. And these kind of things I miss, and I like to explore wherever we go in a world, especially in Europe. And so that's amazing.
So you have seen so many countries, you've seen so many people. Would you say that we Malayalis are the best? We love you the most?
Yeah.
You can say that?
No, the special emotion. No, really, special emotion, special smile, and open heart. Wherever you go, so, you know, Malayalis will accept you like with open heart and everything, because they recognize you as a good person, as a humble, so they give you everything. So that's kind of thing that I appreciate the most.
I have a rapid fire for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Can't think much. Just need to answer.
Okay.
Favorite Kerala cuisine?
You mean food?
Yeah.
Let's say I just mentioned dosa.
So, favorite Kerala player, past or present?
Kerala player, past or present?
Yeah.
Oof, it will not be correct to pick one of them. You know?
That's why it's a rapid fire.
Okay. Let's say Adrian Luna. Kerala player, Adrian Luna.
Okay. That was very clever. Malayali
Yeah,
player.
because Luna was actually my first transfer.
Malayali player.
All of them. I cannot pick one.
You cannot go in 3-4 boats at the same time, Ivan. You need to have your foot set on one boat.
Okay, let's say Sahal.
Okay. Who was your toughest opponent as a coach in ISL?
Manolo Marquez, coach of currently Goa.
Yeah. Favorite football stadium in Kerala?
Kalor Stadium. Easy, Kochi.
Yeah. One Malayalam word you love. A word.
A word.
Yeah.
one Malayalam word.
Yeah.
I love.
You know so
Yeah,
much. Yeah.
okay, but which one? Like,
Anything.
help him with that. How you say emotion?
You can, for love, you say sneham.
Sneham. Yeah, from the song. Yeah, from the Kadun Kapi song. When they were singing, "Kadanolam Sneham Mulilu." See? Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
Sneham. Okay.
Yep. Who will be Kerala's next big football star?
Vibin.
Yeah. Can Kerala fans expect you as an SLK club head coach in the coming years? Will there be a comeback to Kerala football in any form, any way?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, okay. We have it. And one thing that you miss the most about Kerala?
Kerala.
The
You
love,
know?
the emotion.
Yeah, emotion and love and yeah, stadium, game, like everything, you know.
You do know that we all love you.
Thank you. I love you also as well. A lot.
And we would love to see you back on Kerala ground as our coach with us.
You know the
humming for you.
You know what the special feeling, that I cannot describe to no one, I suppose, is the feeling, the moment when you're going out of the tunnel, like the game, and you're going out over there on the pitch, and that feeling, these, let's say, whatever, 100 meters from the tunnel to the bench, this is like where you feel all the possible emotions. You feel everything, like you are shaking, you are trembling, your stomach is like, everything's there, adrenaline, emotion, love, tears. You have like your throat like choking, and then you're there like, okay, well, let's go, let's go, guys. Now this is our home. So that's the feeling it's unbelievable to describe, really. And I hope that these moments will repeat in a life, that's because they are priceless.
Come back soon.
Thank you very much. I'll do my best.
Thank you so much, Ivan. Thank you
you
so
for
much,
having me.
Aashan. That's what I would call you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Yep.